made you feel like they didn't want you, left you in the shadows of a broken truth. I know it seems like your world is caving, like you're never gonna be the same, and right now your heart's on midnight blue. You know the darkest nights make the brightest stars. I know it's hard to see it from where you are. Don't give up on love, you've come too far. You know the darkest nights make the brightest stars, the brightest stars. Sometimes this life gets a little bit crazy. No one said it was gonna be easy. Just take a deep breath and let it all go. 'Cause in the end it'll be okay. The sun's gonna come up and shine on a new day. So keep your head held high and always know the darkest nights make the brightest stars. I know it's hard to see it from where you are. Don't give up on love, you've come too far. Yeah, the darkest nights make the brightest stars, the brightest stars. Ooh, you know the darkest nights make the brightest stars. I know it's hard to see it from where you are. Don't give up on love, you've come too far. The darkest nights make the brightest stars. The darkest nights, yeah, make the brightest stars. Yeah. Somebody turn the lights out on you, made you feel like they didn't want you.
Take a look around me, taking pages from a magazine. Been looking for the answers ever since we were 17. You know the truth can be a weapon to fight this world of ill intentions. A new answer to the same question: how many times will you learn the same lesson? I think they got it all wrong. We just gotta hold on and on and on and on. 'Cause we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary, it's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry, and it's about to be legendary. This is what we came for, and we couldn't want it anymore. We could never turn back now, got to leave it all on the floor. Been dreaming of the payoff, through the struggles and the trade-offs. Right into thin nail on the way up. Tell them the truth, but they think it's just made up. And I think they got it all wrong, but we just gotta hold on Cause we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary, it's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry, it's about to be legendary. Eventually they're gonna know who's right. To make a stand you got to win the fight. Can't stand the heat and just the afterlife, but you might never make it out alive. You gotta live without a compromise. Let everybody hear your battle cry. Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary, it's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry, it's about to be legendary. Hey!
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, and then I'll watch them roll away again. Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay, 'cause I've had nothing to live for, and look like nothing's gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Look like nothing's gonna change, everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. Yes, sitting here resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. Listen, 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. Now I'm just gonna sit at the dock of a bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm sitting on the dock of a bay, wasting time.
just another heart in need of rescue, waiting on love's sweet charity. And I'm gonna hold on for the rest of my days, 'cause I know what it means to walk along the lonely street of dreams. And here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. And I've made up my mind, I ain't wasting no more time. But here I go again, here I go again, here I go again, here I go. Cause I know what it means to walk along the lonely street of dreams. And here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. And I've made up my mind, I ain't wasting no more time. And here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. 'Cause I know what it means to walk along the lonely street of dreams. And here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known.
Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the weekly live stream. My name is Brandon Tobias. It's so great to have you here. And happy amazing Sunday. Happy amazing Sunday to you all. First of all, I want to just say how much I appreciate each and every single one of you for continuing to show up, continuing to do the work, and continuing to receive the messages that come through me and the divine for all of our highest good. This has been an amazing journey, and my goal here on this channel, if you're new or if you're returning, is one, to give you the most value possible, but number two, to make sure that you come, when you come and then you go, you get what you came for, which is insight, clarity, reassurance, confirmation, validation, and a different perspective, I would say, on the areas of love and life. And an explanation from the divine, as best as I can explain it, about what the heck is going on for all of us on a weekly basis. So welcome to my channel, Science of the Soul and Stars. Do me a favor, if you want to be part of the Soul Tribe and Soul Family, you want to help this video out so we can guide more people, do me a favor, hit that like button, helps this channel and video grow. And if you are new and you want to be part of the family and get these continued updates for your sign in the areas of love and life, hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you. So, welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to check out the YouTube chat, make sure everyone is hearing me okay. Everyone's looking good. And I want to get into what's been going on astrologically, what's been going on energetically, just so we can kind of get on the same page with where everything and everyone is at here. Good. So we see Sherry, we see Madison, hello from Utah. Kemi, Angela, Andrea, Sherry, Railwell, Ali, hello. I love it. Thank you guys for joining. So we just went through quite a big ending to a phase, I would say. And that ending to a phase was the foundation in which we were building the emotional part of ourselves with which we can then take to move forward to build the best part of our lives. The best part of our lives. Mars and Venus came into a conjunction. The full moon just happened in Aquarius with the sun coming into Leo. That Mars and Venus conjunction was opposing Jupiter. And so at the same time as there is this rising tension and polarity between different parts of the collective, there's also a genuine rising or a necessary rising, necessitation is what I was going to say, of the rising within our own souls after having gone through a period where we've needed to build a foundation for ourselves to be able to flourish from here. And so if you're watching this and you're feeling this, oh my gosh, like, yes, we made it, we've done the work, we've created the foundation, and now it's time to really fly, you're not the only one. It is really time to fly, and now this new chapter truly does begin. So it is a really exciting time. It is also the middle of summer, right? And this sun moving into Leo and the full moon really ushered us into the best part of what summer has to offer. So there's a lot of different elements coming through. Now, my goal for today, we're going to be doing a couple different things. I do want to take a look at the astrology for this week ahead. I know I said I was going to take those out, but I feel inclined to look at that for this week at least. We are going to do some channeled messages as well in the areas of love and life. And I have a feeling we're going to be talking about love today as well. So those of you guys interested in love, the twin flame journey, soul connection, soulmates, all that stuff, we're going to be talking about that as well, along with, of course, some channeled oracle messages, okay? Before I get started, let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me okay, if you can see me. If there's any technical issues, please, please, please let me know. And we will go from there. I'm going to take a sip of my cacao. Yes, we're back on the cacao, everyone. At least for today. All right, Jennifer Mason says 333 Fireflies, yay for astrology. Got myself that Everything You Need to Know book, and I love it. That's amazing. Madeline, hello. Jane, hello. Jennifer. Madison, hello. Sherry, cool. Hey, Shaylee, what's going on? Hello, hello. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Opening the ceremony now between myself, the guides and angels, loved ones, and masters. Officially. Oh, looks like Siri caught my voice. So Siri on my laptop is repeating the words I say. Give me 1 second. I don't want it to make a... Apparently Siri thought that she was one of the guides and masters. Okay, let's try this again. Opening the ceremony now to myself and the guides and masters, angels and archangels, Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. Please join us for this ceremony. Asking guides and angels for the ability to channel for the highest good and healing for the collective now and in the future through the power of unconditional love. Please allow us to know and to understand whatever it is we need to know and understand for our highest good and healing at this time, now and in the future, in the areas of love and life. Thank you so much. We are open to receive. We are open to receive. We are open to receive. The ceremony is now open. Okay. Let me check in for channel messages as we get started here. Now is an opportunity and a refresh point. We would like to emphasize what this means, this refresh point. The refresh point is a point in time where you can stop every one of the aspects of your life and sit, and in that seat, in that stillness, look into each and every moment and each and every possibility and shift it into a different direction. This is an unprecedented opportunity for all of us to be able to change something in a drastic way in all of our lives. There is a feeling that is coming down into each and every single one of us that will tell you this direction to go. But the opportunity is not set in stone. It's not set in slate. There is a pull in a certain direction, but it does require your action, your choice, and your focus in order to attain this feeling, this desire, and this destination inside of your heart. Right now, all of the things that previously would have held you back from moving forward in this direction are now completely out of the way, energetically and emotionally, meaning that the fresh slate that you now have is an opportunity for a brand new life, a brand new existence right now and moving forward into the future. You get to choose, you get to create the story, you get to draw the art in the exact way that you want it to be drawn and construed within your own heart and within your own soul. We ask you now to consider this opportunity carefully and to choose wisely. Choose wisely with your actions, with your ways of being, with your focus, and with each and every single day, the energy and the effort that you put into and where that energy goes into from here. Every single moment, every single bit, every single action that you take in the days to come are extremely important to dictating the rest of your future and the way you would like it to go. Of course, there will be more opportunities from here to have this refresh point available to you, but it does not come very often. It does not come very often. So you have to realize the opportunity that you have right now to shift everything you could possibly want in your life in the direction. As we mentioned before, the cycle that we were in previously to this, and they say you, but I'm saying it's a we because I'm just translating. That's why, yeah. So they're saying you. The cycle that you were in, but I'm saying we were in before, was dedicated to, as we mentioned, building a certain level or foundation to what was required to be able to have this big shift. So there were certain actions and energies that needed to be dedicated to a different area than maybe what you wanted to focus on. And this was required in order for certain lessons to be learned and in order for certain growth encounters to be experienced in the way that they needed to be experienced. Now that has been fulfilled karmically. If you are on this point in the journey, those lessons have been fulfilled karmically, which now gives you the freedom in your own individual life to make the choice and to create the destiny that you would like to from here. We would like to remind you, again, that each and every second and dedication of your focus and energy will propel itself into a new one and a new one and a new one. And they're showing me as you do that, each level it grows bigger and bigger and bigger, by the way. So what they're showing me visually is they're saying let's say tomorrow, this is human me speaking. You say, I'm going to build a car, okay? And tomorrow you take one action and you have your one moment of focus towards building that car and you get the parts and things like that. And then throughout the day, right, you do some things you want to do, your focus maybe gets a little distracted, but then you consciously pull your focus back to the building of that car because you know in your heart you need to build that car or you want to build that car. It's that conscious pull of your focus and your energy and attention that is the thing that propels it forward. Does that make sense? It's funny they use the metaphor of a car, at least I did, because literally, right, it's every time you consciously bring your focus and energy back into the thing you intended, that is what propels it into a greater and greater momentum. Does that make sense? So it's almost consciously taking your focus out of kind of distract or all over the place or spontaneous mode, right? What some of us might call flow, and into, this is again human branded speaking, and into more of a dedication or a conscious fulfillment or a conscious alignment. Okay. Okay, let me get back to the channeling here because that was me explaining. They were thanking me for doing that. Yeah. They're really emphasizing. So they're really emphasizing like the way that the energy works right now, or it's going to work in this next period, and the way it works generally, right, is like, imagine it's like they're showing me like a cylinder, okay, and then like in the cylinder you're on the outer rings, and it starts kind of slow, right? It's like things got to really, start to come together, and you can't really see the end goal yet, and it's really like, it's kind of hard work getting it up this first, like you're starting right here, here's the cylinder right here, and you're starting here, so you got to like push it up, right, the cylinder up, like kind of like a roller coaster kind of going up, and it's all slow and hard and it's tedious. And then like once it gets to a certain point, it just goes and it starts to take off and it starts to go really, 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 really fast. And then it goes so fast that you can't stop it anymore. So that right there is the energy that we have available to us to begin right now, okay? Specifically, like in this next week and in these coming days, right? And again, it's not like this will never happen again, but this is, specifically as they can say, this is the opportunity to really begin that journey, okay? So they want you to basically see and feel what that is in your heart, and then really take a more dedicated focus to pulling your attention repeatedly, consciously, with effort even, into that cycle so you can get it off the ground. Okay? Anything else? That's it for today. Okay, thank you so much. I never know, by the way, I never know what they're going to talk about. Sometimes they talk about love, sometimes they talk about career and focus and energy, but that's what they're telling me in terms of the energy. So really amazing opportunity, and I'm excited for this next cycle to begin. I think it's an amazing one upon us here. Okay. Let's get into the channel oracle reading, see what they have for us in that. I must say it's definitely a different, I've been drinking coffee for so long on these specific readings that it's definitely a very different channeling experience when I'm not on coffee. I don't know if it's any better or worse, just different. I'll say. All right, angels and guides. Yeah, is this the deck? Yes. Okay. Loved ones, masters, wise ones, angels and archangels. As we draw these cards at 444 playbacks on the YouTube screen. All right, messages for the collective here. Between the masculine and feminine. For the highest good in love and life. What do we need to know for our highest good and healing at this particular moment? All right, let me show you guys the cards. They are beautiful cards. All right. First one out, we have the Alusa Star of Venus. First thing I heard with this card here, right there. First thing I heard with this card is your purpose will be revealed to you very soon. Okay. I feel like if you feel like your purpose has been shrouded in mystery, or you feel like it's hasn't come fully up to your point of view or your perspective or your understanding or your certainty, it's like it's slowly being unveiled to you, and it will be unveiled with certainty very soon, actually. And I kind of feel like this. So this purple or dark energy, right? It's like it's played a part, as in it's like been an enveloping cocoon, an all-enveloping cocoon that has surrounded you, that has forced you to struggle a bit to actually discover who you are. Now, the purpose of this, right, is like, and what I'm seeing here, interestingly, is like this energy, this cocoon is slowly kind of dissipating, or it's spreading apart based on your strengthening and your energy. Okay, so the number one message that they're giving me is like, the reason we had to do this to you, or the reason this had to happen to you, was because the more you struggled, the more you learned about yourself. Okay, not just what you were capable of from an effort standpoint, or from a how tough you are and how deep you can go, but the way in which you struggled, like how you found yourself, like what you found yourself to be in your struggle, right, was unique to you, okay? And you found out through that struggle your own gifts and superpowers in order to be able to free yourself in a way that's unique and different from everyone else, right? So it was through the hardest possible times that the universe could put you through that forced you in your cocoon to spread your energy, spread your wings, to put the effort in that it took to allow this shrouded energy to dissipate from you so that you could know who you are and you could know your greatest gifts. So we've come to a place, this is what they were talking about with the foundation, where we, because of the necessary dedication to energy to these other things that were maybe not, what we really wanted to focus on, it's built the foundation for us to know who we are and what we're here to do. And so with this now, what they're saying, the message with this card is, if you don't already, your purpose will be revealed to you with certainty very soon, because you've done the necessary groundwork to do so. Okay, so that is what's coming now, what you can look forward to. And also the things that you are both getting into, aspiring, heading towards right now, right? Whatever it is you feel pulled to in your heart of hearts, the thing that I mentioned that is going to take the dedication of focus and time and energy, that's going to reveal it to you specifically. Those are the things that will reveal your purpose even more so to you at this time. Dance of the Divine Feminine, beautiful card. Angel Rosbar, wow. Divine Discontent. I surge on the uprising wave of love in the hand of Fatima. Wow. So in the middle of the spread here, we have Divine Discontent. Let me pull my screen a little bit lower so you guys can see all the cards. There we go. As best as you can. Okay. So I surge on the uprising wave of love. I surge on the uprising wave of love. Right now, part of the opportunity to rise, to surge, to be just motivated, excited, propelled into your future is in the area of love specifically. Okay. The biggest thing with this card is right now you're going to be feeling these feelings of pure love, like pure and crazy outside of the box love and dedication to it. Okay. If you haven't already, or if you're in resistance to it, there's going to be, like, there is these deep welling emotions of love and dedication and bliss and on all of these things that are coming into your life. And this is specifically the energy and the motivation and the rising that will allow you to have this dedication and focus. The momentum right now is in your appreciation, your allowance to feel the overwhelming feelings that love has for you and your soul right now, and your soulmate and your future and your person and all of those types of things. If you can allow yourself to be fully open to the experience of all of that in its highest integrity and its highest bliss, you will know exactly where to go and what to do. And this is the opportunity right now. Even though you see right here, the Angel Rosbar, Divine Discontent, and Dance of the Divine Feminine, this is a solo feminine warrior right here. Okay, there is no union card right here, right? There's the Celestial Rose of Ma, which to me, again, is a card of bleeding and bleeding out and letting go and releasing, entering the Garden of Delights, universal abundance, and the blessing of Al Hakim. So when it comes to love and romance specifically, right? It's not about that, but it is about riding the overwhelming internal feelings of love that are surging through you or want to surge through you right now, and riding those to success. Riding those to success. If you are experiencing these things, it is for your soul's greatest growth and progression right now. And to ignore them or to block them out or to push them away would also be to ignore, to push away the greatest possible energy and momentum you have to make your life meaningful and worthwhile. So the goal here and what they're asking, and I can feel them, is like to connect your feelings of love into your everyday life. To connect your feelings of overwhelming passion, love, and desire into your everyday life, and to utilize those as the spark that you need in order to carry on and to carry out your mission. It's making sense to everyone? Let me know if it's not. While at the same time, right, in a different way, being very solo, physically, mentally, emotionally solo on your journey. But just because you're solo on your journey here and you were dancing, this is the feminine cards here, very, very feminine cards, does not mean that you are pushing away the internal unitation of true love and romance and bliss and passion and sexuality, by the way. So allow it all to come in, allow it all to overwhelm you, allow it all to flood your heart, your mind, your body, your brain, your soul. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's scary, even if you don't know even if your mind doesn't know what the hell's going on, and your mind's like, what the hell? We shouldn't be feeling these things. We shouldn't be going to these places. It's okay. Just trust that the feelings in and of themselves are the things that are necessary to propel you to your soul's greatest mission. And if you're feeling tired and overwhelmed, then it's because you are blocking or resisting these particular feelings that want to rise through you, that will show you the truth of who you are, what you feel, and what you want. So surge on the uprising wave of love that is here, everyone. Surge on it. Let's go surfing. Last card in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the Hand of Fatima. The only way to know the truth here. You could see there's someone on a human level reaching up her hand. This is a little girl, by the way, from what I can see. Reaching up her hand to touch and to communicate with her higher self. And I'm hearing her future self too. Higher self and her future self. Okay. And doesn't matter where you're at with this or what you believe, but one thing we can do, one thing I've learned on my journey is we can actually talk to our higher self, our soul, our future selves, and we can say, hey, what the heck's going on over there? Any insight from me that I could use that would benefit me on my journey. And I promise you right now, if you were to do that, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling dazed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, all these types of things, and you want to know the truth of what your future holds, of who your future is with, of what that feels like, of what you are going into, all you need to do is to check in with your higher self and to ask for a vision, for a feeling, for a moment at least, where you can take a glimpse of what that future is. And you will be shown the way. All of us who are watching this right now, we are meant to show the way, are we not? But sometimes we must be shown the way first in order for us to show others the way. So that is why we have access. If you were listening to this right now, if you are resonating, if you are feeling inspired by this, you do have access to this ability to check in with your higher self, your future self, and to know with certainty and clarity, at least for a moment, at least for a glimpse, the truth that your soul holds for what's in your future, who's in your future, how it all goes down, why it goes down, and what you can expect, should you choose to continue to follow the plan. So I'm asking you now, if you're watching this and you're wondering, oh my gosh, take this as a sign, if you haven't already, to check in with that future self. And if you get a glimpse, by the way, if you're shown an image or a feeling that your heart knows is true about what is out there for you, that even if your mind can't accept it just yet, know that that is the truth. And that is the very thing that will propel you forward into your individual mission and future for now. Because you will be inspired to know what is coming. And you have nothing to worry about. The future is much, much better than you could ever imagine. Right now, I must say, the future that we think or we know that is maybe possible on a logical level, from our brains, from our hearts, from our soul, we don't even realize. We don't even realize how good it is. We can't. I'm telling you right now, we can't. It's that good. It's that good. I can feel it better than I can speak it. Because they're giving me the feelings now. That's what they're doing. And they just want me to tell you guys that we know it's been tough. Like, we know it's been this crazy, like, extremely hard, confusing, disorienting journey. But what is coming? What is coming because of that? And despite that, is better than you could ever currently imagine. In your wildest dreams and imaginations, it is. And the reason you don't know about it fully yet is because they don't want to spoil it. It can't be spoiled. That's literally the only reason why. That's literally the only reason why. If you're like, what the hell? Like, what is supposed to be happening? Like, what is coming? It's like, the only reason why is because it cannot be spoiled. You can have little glimpses here and there. You can have little feelings. You can have visions. You can have certain inclinations that something is going to happen. But to give you the experience of it entirely would defeat the purpose of the journey itself. And never, ever forget that is also why we are here. To experience the journey in and of itself of true love. Thank you. Wow. Let's continue on, shall we? So those are the messages. Let's close that particular ceremony. Those are the messages that they have for us right now. Thank you so much. And let's continue on. That's all we can do. I do feel like we need to go through some astrology. So if you guys are up for that, we can go through some astrology. I think we also need to do a tarot reading as well. So I'll let you guys choose. Do you guys want to do the tarot first, or do you guys want to do astrology? This one's up to you guys. I see some astrology questions coming up here. Pragya, I'll definitely answer your question in a bit. I'm a little torn between the two. I think they're both going to be included here, but I see a lot of... Both, yeah. I think we're definitely gonna do both here. Let's start off with the astrology first. I have a strange feeling that we need to do astrology first. So let's do that. Even though it's a little unusual, but kind of a better flow, I think, going from oracle to then astrology, then back to tarot. So we'll do that. Let me just make sure. There we go. Okay. And thank you guys for your suggestions. It was pretty evenly split, as it always is. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so what I want to do here is I just want to set the foundation for where we're at. If you guys are on TikTok, you're welcome to join us on YouTube. I do have the charts live on YouTube, so you can see it in real time if you want to hop onto my channel, Science of the Soul and Stars. And if not, I'll be orating as I normally do all of the astrology for the week ahead and see how far it goes. But I have a good feeling that this is where we need to go, so let's do it. Okay. So here's, right off the bat, Mars and Venus, okay, after their conjunction here, coming together. They came together in Leo, by the way, which was, again, that I really feel like that was the big culmination of between the masculine and feminine, building the foundation of what it was going to take in order to move forward into a new paradigm and to start life anew when it comes to this journey that we're all on. We also, I believe, had a recent conjunction with Juno in the South Node that equally as much signified this. So it really is just a brand new paradigm, a fresh start when it comes to the perspective we have on love itself, on true love, partnerships, romance, and the inspiration behind it. Now, what this looks like to you, or what this feels like, or what this means is different for everyone. This inspiration or this new perspective when it comes to love and romance. Again, the purpose of this was to set the bar at a certain level for you to know, one, what you deserve, what is coming for you, and why you're putting in the work right now into your own life, right? Because that work will be essential to getting you to be the person that is on the level, energetically, spiritually, and karmically, to be able to seamlessly come together with someone and to build your lives side by side. Any and all of the work that is still required right now is just simply the work, and this is being channeled, that is required in order to be able to build your life side by side with somebody else. Because right now, it's about building your life within your own life that is necessary or can only be done in a way that is outside of the realm of partnership. Meaning that if you were to try to build your life in the way it's being built now inside of a partnership, it would not be able to be accomplished. Okay? There will be a different type of work that is going to be required when you do come into a relationship with someone, a true love relationship, like a true lasting love relationship for the rest of your life here on Earth. That's what I'm talking about, type of relationship. The destined union relationship that is coming together here on Earth, right? That will be a different type of work in which you two will be able to seamlessly work together in order to build the thing that is necessary side by side as a unit, as a pair, to change the world. As a unit and as a pair. But right now, you're both becoming the person necessary to be able to work as that unit to build something to change the world together. Okay? So it's about becoming the person. It's more about, by the way, so they're saying, yes, this is work in terms of whatever, you're building a business or a job, career, or just whatever, but it's more about becoming the person behind that work. Okay? It's not about the work in and of itself, by the way. It's really not. That's part of it, but it's really more about the work is transforming you into the person that will then be able to work together with someone as a unit to build something to truly change the world. Okay? So you have to know right now that the work you're putting in and everything you're creating in and of itself at this moment in time, it's not so much about its literal world-changing impact, although it will have that. It will have, obviously, a lot of, like, no good work now and in the future is good unless it changes the world in some way, right? But what I'm saying is it won't be on such a massive scale that it's truly just about that. Right now, this is the work, specifically they're telling me, that is transforming you as an individual, okay, into a higher way of being, or a more evolved or more mature way of being, okay, to then be the person to be able to work together as a unit. So what they're sharing with me, and I don't know where, this is just all coming right at once, as soon as I talked about this conjunction, that's, I think that's why we did cover the astrology. What they're sharing with me is it's the world-changing work that happens after you come together in your true love destined relationship. That is when that happens. Okay? But right now, it's your work. It's about the person you're becoming behind it, and whether it's because you getting wealthy, or you creating abundance, freedom, independence, strength, self-support, self-love, self-discipline. Your work is forcing you to grow in those areas specifically. Okay, self-reliance, all of these things, even wealth and abundance. Okay. For some of us, that's required. I know for me, that's required to become the person, for me, the man that I need to be in order to hold space for the feminine, okay, in union, in relationship. For whatever reason, that's just part of my individual journey. So you have to think about this in that way, is what they're sharing with me, right? It's like, just keep working and feeling how your work is transforming you as a soul, and become really obsessed and proud of that. Okay? This is the advice that they're saying. In order to stay on the track, on the loop, whatever. The thing that we channeled, whatever that was, the circle. Become obsessively obsessed with your own growth as a person, as a soul. And take time occasionally when you go and celebrate, when you go and spend time with friends or family or other people who haven't been around you in a while, to then get a reflection from them about how far you've come along. This is going to be the purpose of, from this point on at least, celebrating, enjoying time with other people, having parties and celebrations, things like that. It's for you to gain an update from others about how far you have come and grown as a soul that is validated outside of your own self. But for now, you got to become obsessed with that, and that will be your primary fuel. If you try and like take it all the way right now, where you're like, oh my gosh, like, unless I change the world, or unless I like impact millions of lives by myself, like, I'm not doing a good job or whatever, things like that. That's not what the energy is about right now. That's coming. But again, for whatever reason, they're saying that happens after union, after you come together with your person, whoever that may be, in this lifetime, for the rest of your lives as a unit. That is when the world-changing work can begin. But until that moment, just keep doing the work required, both like externally in terms of what you're creating and things like that, that then raises your or creates internal evolution. Okay, does that make sense, everyone? So just a little kind of specific side note right there. They wanted me to include with a lot of specificity. But I think that looking at it from that angle, even for me, I'm taking this as a human. I'm like, wow, that's pretty surprising, because I wasn't looking at it like that. That will be your marker of, right, internal progress or success, is how far you've come and are growing, okay, as a person, as a soul. So every time you visit, if you've been on your own or you're isolated or whatever, but every time you talk to or visit someone outside of your regular everyday to day thing, take notice of how they treat you, how they look at you, things like that, because that's going to be the biggest difference. Okay. Move on. So Moon will be coming into a conjunction here with Jupiter, which is retrograde in Pisces at 0 degrees, 0 degrees. So let's just, and Amy, if you're watching, this was also divinely inspired by you. Amy H, I know who you are. You were the first person to message on this board. I appreciate you. Okay. Thank you for all your messages. 0, 0. Okay. Which Amy had sent me an email a while ago explaining the magic of triple zeros or zero gen, the number 0, right? Which is infinite potential, new start, new beginning. So I didn't know that this was happening, by the way. I did not check this beforehand. But it makes sense as to why now I'm seeing Moon conjunct Jupiter in Pisces at 0 degrees. This is the time to really be able to tap into that future potential, that goal, that self-realized state, and strive towards that, to dedicate yourself to that, because that's what it is available to us right now. In fact, by 10 o'clock tonight. So tonight's the night. Today's the day. Today's a very special day. Today is self-realization day. Let's just name it that. Self-realization day. Okay. Very special day. And what's interesting, right, is we have, so we've also got Moon and Jupiter are opposing Venus and Mars in this very loose conjunction here. And then we've got a couple sextiles. Neptune sextile Pluto. We've got Saturn sextile Juno here. And then we've got Earth and Pluto trining Lilith and Ceres and North Node. So, yeah. So the tension here is this, okay? Here's the tension. Because we just talked about Moon conjunct Jupiter in Pisces at 0 degrees, meaning limitless self-realization day possibilities to construct or to realize or to remember or to gain insight on who you are, what you want, where you're going, your future potentialities, and to really dedicate yourself to that. Refresh day, right, was what it was named earlier. The tension lies, that's opposing, and that's all in yourself, what you want. And this, it could, by the way, it could be including a certain person. When I say it's about yourself, I mean where you're going also when it comes to love and partnerships. And again, you may have one person lie in your heart that is brought up as the vision that inspires you to keep going. That's okay too. I'm not saying to not include any other one else, but I'm saying when it comes to actual physical togetherness, union relationships, right? Like actuality right now, and coming together and being together and doing this together. No, that's right there. That is the friction. That's the friction between what you know and believe and feel in yourself and the actualization of it right now when it comes to romance and relationships. It's a very different thing. It's almost like there are real life on earth romantic relationship potentialities, opportunities, sparks happening, but then there's also at the same time like your solo individual deeper truth and vision and feelings about what you really want and what your soul really wants. You know what I mean? And the two are different. They're not bad. Neither of them are bad at all. Okay, but they're different, and they're trying to obviously find a balance between each other. So I would say the best thing you can do is to kind of okay, there's going to be a paradox I'm going to say here, but just hang with me. To hold, so at the same time, okay, two things. Hold them mutually exclusive. Like let's say if you are desiring and or currently experiencing and going through romance, sparks, relationship opportunities, or feelings in the real world actually happening right now, amazing. That's incredible. Enjoy it, experience it, go through it, learn and experience and grow how you need to grow. But hold that as its own thing that is then separate from the deeper vision or feelings underneath in your heart of hearts and your soul that you are feeling and cultivating for your future. Okay? And don't forget about that one. Don't forget about either of them. They're both important, but they're different. Potentially they're different, which is why they're in opposition. Okay? I don't know if this is making sense, by the way, but this is how it's coming to me. So let me know if this is confusing or if it's clear. But you got to hold them different. And then at the same time, so here's the paradox part. Is the same time that you hold them mutually exclusive as like different things, then you get to bring them together and know that the Venus and Mars conjunction and the romance and the sparks and the masculine feminine dance of polarity and sexuality and like enjoyment and fun, whatever that is that may be different from the inner self vision that you have, that you want, that you know is true for your ultimate future, allow that to be part of what brings you to that. Know that whatever's happening actually right now in your life on earth is part of what is necessary to happen and in alignment and helpful to whatever deeper long-term soul and heart-oriented feelings and vision you have for yourself and your future in your life. They play a part. There's like a piece to a puzzle. But on a different level, they are mutually exclusive. Is this making sense? I don't know if this is making sense, but it's a complicated thing they're telling me to tell you guys. I love it, though. This is what I geek out about, right? It's like these types of concepts. But it makes sense. To me, it makes sense of like, you know, there's just two different realities, right? There's two different realities here that are happening. Basically, if I could sum it up and succinctly as I can, there's two different realities happening. There's the internal, deeper soul future vision of where you're going that may be very different and in stark contrast to the actuality of what's happening right now, literally and also romantically, energetically, and in partnerships and relationships. And those are mutually exclusive, but also they each are helping one another to become true, right? So anyways, point is, know that that's what's happening. Don't block yourself to either one of them just because they're different. See how you can bring them into a mutually exclusive balance here to help one another out. Okay. Anyways, that's enough about today. But I'm doing that because it sets the stage for what's to come. I really do want to talk about August just a little bit. I think that's where we need to go. Since we just hit the full moon, you guys kind of got the energy of what's happening now, I hope, as succinctly as I could explain it. But let's move into August and just kind of see, unless there's anything else that's crazy significant, but I don't think there will be. I mean, Mercury is coming into a conjunction at 10:10 on, well, there you go, August 1st. I wasn't paying attention, so perfect. So yeah, August 1st, we have, it's here. I'm going to explain the 1st of August so that it kind of sets the stage for, oh my God, look at the time. It's at 11:11. Oh my God. So I promise you I did not try to do that. We set the time. I was moving ahead and it's set to August 1st at 11:11 p.m. on the charts here. So again, That's why August. Okay. And then 10-10 here. So 10-10 Leo, Sun conjunct Mercury, trining Chiron and Aries, making a grand trine. Wow. To Juno conjunct the South Node. Wow. Whoa. This is a powerful day, guys. August, this isn't only just a powerful day. This is a powerful month. If this is the start of August, August might be one of the best months of your whole life. And that is no exaggeration, just what's coming through, the feeling I'm getting. It's going to be amazing, okay? So, it feels like, let me just explain the feeling of it before I go any further. So, you know, you guys kind of know where I'm coming from. Like, when I say the best month of your life, it's like almost like all the things that you needed or wanted to experience, to try out, to do, to enjoy, right? It's just all going to flow. It's just all going to happen. And you're just going to be taken along for the ride. That's all, you know, like you've earned and you're going to be earning like one of the funnest possible experiences of your life and of the summer. Like this is going to be the summer of all summers. If you're watching this, and even if you're not, right? Like for other people, but I mean, not everyone, but yes. So, and it's also the purpose of this too is really to just like fully take you from wherever you've been. If you've been stressed, if you've been compressed, they're saying, if you've been, you know, in your head and anxious and all that stuff and depressed, it's like they're just going to take you and just give you the time of your life so you can just, I mean, the feeling of this is like let go fully of any stress you might have had or pressure you might have had on yourself to do stuff, to enjoy stuff, to live fully, to realize what you want, who you are. It's like, what I'm getting is like all of the things that, like, let's say like if you were like 10 years from now and you were to look back and let's say you were going to look back and regret like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't do that thing when I was that age or you know, I should have done these things, you know, and I didn't live my fullest life back then because I was scared or whatever. It's like those bucket list things. That's what it feels like to me. Like those bucket list things of what you're going to be experiencing and enjoying are going to be happening in this month. A lot. And what I'm hearing too is setting themselves up for even more. But well, we'll get to September. September is going to be a whole other energy. Believe me, it's a whole other energy. So just enjoy August. Just think of this as the climax of the finale to the reward. Okay, the reward that we've earned. All right, that's the best way I can put it. So amazing month ahead. I can't stress that enough. Look forward to it. You can expect good times, fun, desires being fulfilled, like dream life happening. Okay, whatever that means to you. Very, very good stuff in August. And then I have different feelings when it comes to September. So just we'll get to that in a little some other live, maybe next. I don't know. We'll get to that when it comes. But for now, let's just enjoy August. All right. So yeah, powerful day. On this first day, so Moon conjunct Ceres, conjunct Lilith, and this is squaring Jupiter here in Taurus and Aquarius. Earth and Saturn and both at 10. Wow. Whoa. Look at that. So I didn't even see this. So Sun and Leo conjunct Mercury is opposing Saturn conjunct the Earth at 10-10. So we have a double 10-10 happening here. Saturn and the Earth. Yeah, this is called the breaking point of karma. This is called the breaking point of karmic destiny. Okay? And let me explain what that means. If someone's been fucking up, all right, I'm just going to say it very, very bluntly. If someone has been fucking up and not doing their shit, being an asshole, whatever that means, and when I say being an asshole, I mean just not being true to themselves or not being honest or not being whatever it is, right? Just not doing the work. That's what I'll say. Not doing the work and having been affecting their lives in a negative way with the refusal to change those things. Okay? Whether it's you watching or whether it's someone else outside of here, I'm going to assume most of us here on this channel, we wouldn't be watching this if we weren't doing the work. That's just an assumption I'll make. But maybe there are other people who say that they haven't been doing the work or whatever. That's okay too, and we welcome everyone. But this is the karmic breaking point. So this is when things, they literally show me this. They're like, okay, you know, if there's been like, if you've been doing your work and building up your good karma and doing your internal work and all that stuff, and someone else hasn't, this is when it goes boom, like that, and it completely splits apart. Meaning, the people who have been doing that work are going to have, honestly, the greatest time of their freaking lives, and the people who have not are going to go down in the shitter. I kid you not. It's going to be like completely the opposite kind of thing here. That's what because Saturn's hitting the Earth, so it's like and Saturn brings karmic consequences, karmic rewards, and karmic punishments. Okay? So if someone has not been doing what they know is right, or the things that they've been compelled or urged to do or whatever, and they've been just ignoring it all and trying to stay in their thing, it's like it's going to take a drastic turn at this point in particular. And they will, what I'm hearing is they will reap what they've sowed. They will reap what they've sowed fully. Okay? Everyone's going to reap what they've sowed fully, which is why, overwhelmingly, this makes me really happy. What was initially channeled for this collective, because remember, this is channeled for this collective, whoever I'm talking to. If you're watching, these messages are for you. They're not for me particularly. They're for all of us in this collective. So if you're drawn to this and you're watching and you happen to be watching, you're one of these people, which the messages that was channeled was like the greatest time of your life. Okay? Right? So I think overwhelmingly, right, this collective I'm speaking to is on the positive end, right? Thank God. But yes, this is what then when that will happen. And you know, it may or may not be shown, but there will be a huge difference in the quality of life, I'll say, at least for this month coming in. All right? So that's really interesting. So they're kind of like they're showing me, you know that, oh yeah, you know that like the Ace of Pentacles, where in this deck at least the Rider-Waite, that they have like a hand coming out of the clouds giving a pentacle to you. That's what they're showing me. They're showing me like, here you go, like here's your gift, that you've earned for your dedication. Yeah, just for you. And this could be money too, because they did show me the Ace of Pentacles. So it definitely could be money as well, right? So this is straight up from the universe, like karmic rewards. Okay, let's continue moving on here. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't want to go too deep into August or the astrology. I think we want to do a tarot reading as well. But let me see if there's anything else that would be of note. There was a lot going on that day. So that just know August is going to be amazing. Saying August 5th. Go to August 5th. So let's see. Okay. What do we got here? Why do we go to August 5th here? Oh. Okay. We've got Venus opposing Neptune here. Neptune's still in retrograde. I think it will be for the next 4 months or so. Continued. It's also trining Uranus, but they're saying to focus on, the guides are saying to focus on this alignment right here. Venus in Scorpio, Virgo, opposing Neptune in retrograde in Pisces. Okay. Well, this is cool. So this is the words they're telling me is this is like it's a integration or transformation of the spiritual essence of the feminine, of the divine feminine specifically, or the feminine energy. Because Venus is in Virgo here. This is a very feminine alignment, I would say. Neptune in Pisces as well, also feminine water sign here. Water and earth here. So what they're showing me is like on this day in particular, August 5th here, it's a big opportunity to integrate on a deeper level. It's almost like a download. It's like a download of what and how to be in the true essence of the feminine energy. So the reason why this is important is this is happening too at the same time as, look, Jupiter. So Jupiter is now in Aquarius. So Jupiter is in retrograde, so it moved back into Aquarius from Pisces. We saw Jupiter at 0 degrees. So when it moves into Aquarius, back into Aquarius, that's also a significant shift, by the way, which I believe is happening. Let me just see real quick. It happens July 28th. Okay. But because Saturn's still conjunct the Earth, we've got Jupiter now in Aquarius. So remember, Jupiter in Aquarius is about spiritual, like collective visions or new beginnings and or definitions and or paradigms, okay, of what can be ideally in the future. This is Jupiter in Aquarius, right? So it's coming back to give us another glimpse of what utopia, the words utopia, could be like. They're saying specifically utopia, what that is, ideally, okay? So everything right now, and then this is going to start to be promoted in an interesting way, or people are going to start to become more aware of what this means. And then part of that too, when it comes to new visions of how things will be in the future, is the new definition of the divine feminine energy within all of us, and within, if you're female, right, the feminine, because what's happening is like there's attempts to, there's kind of like right now there's attempts to, they're saying figure out what that means. It's like, okay, we're in this new crazy world in modern society where, both genders, both sexualities, all genders are working and are being treated equally and are being given equal rights. And, there's just it's a very new type of society and time to be able to create or to understand what these energies are and what it means to be both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Like both are being created again right now. Does that make sense? Or remembered, created, or brought back in is what they're saying. Brought back into the way they were meant to be. Okay. And so the feminine here, for whatever reason, they're emphasizing that she's going first. And it's really, this truth will be shown, that will be the real actualized truth as the feminine, as a role model of what it can be and what it can do in society itself. Okay? Because right now they're saying, it's like we're trying to figure it out. We're like, there's this energy of like us humans, are trying to like understand this on a deeper level and figure it out and like determine, okay, you know, what does it mean to be in your feminine in the modern age and society, also have to have a career and work and a family and kids or a relationship. It's like, how is that? What is that? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? How does that, you know? So it's reformulating itself in a big way. And anyways, on this day, what they're saying is this is going to come into the people, the feminine collective that is meant to be the role model for what that looks like and to experience it. And it may be different. I'm just going to be very honest. Like, that may be very different from what people currently think it is. In fact, I'm almost certain from what they're sharing with me that whatever this definition is that's going to come in on August 5th, that's going to be spiritually downloaded into a bunch of the hearts of the feminine collective. And really, I mean, just specifically for those who resonate as the divine feminine energy as their main expression. That's the way I can put it. Which, to be honest, is no longer me. You know what I mean? Like, I've realized now that my path is the masculine, and my path is more and more drawing me in that direction. So when I say this, I know full well that those who are meant to be in their main expression of the feminine are going to receive that knowledge and insight for themselves, and then will embody that and will lead the way for the other feminine, or the feminine generally, as leaders. Which will not be me. Because I can't, because I'm meant to be a different type of leader. The masculine, it's not fully there yet, by the way. So for whatever reason, it's like this is happening with the feminine. It's not yet happening with the masculine energy. It's like there's a delay on that for some reason. I don't know why, but there's a delay on that whole thing. It's the feminine has to go first for whatever reason. Feminine has to go first, what they're telling me. And this will be big. This will be big because when that happens, there will be stark contrast between that truth and the truth that maybe is out there right now that people think is right, or society's trying to do or promote, or, you know, whatever's PC friendly, okay? Like PC friendly, or like television friendly, or corporate world friendly. It's like, it's going to be different than that. It's going to be different from that. And it's going to be scary. For some of you, it's going to be scary to have to be that. But you're going to be called to be that. And so they wanted me to really emphasize this point. It's like, just know, a lot of you guys watching, you're going to receive this. And your mission is to have courage to really embody that truth. Because here's what that will do. Here's why it's important, okay? Here's why it's important. When you do that, you will then allow space for the masculine to find his way. Because it's right now for this is just what they're getting. Like, for the masculine energy, it's very confusing. Like, what to do, where to go, how to be. Because there's been a confusion around the proper or the true expression of the feminine, actually, and the masculine. But there's what they're showing me, and please know that, like, this has nothing to do with any judgment whatsoever, but it's because the feminine has to go first. It's like if the feminine energy is confused about its natural expression, the masculine will also be confused because the feminine is confused. Does that make sense? And it's not anyone's fault. I'm not saying like it's the feminine's fault or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, if that's what happens in a society with people and humans, what they're sharing with me is that downstream affects the masculine, because the feminine is like the role model for how energy should be, right? It's like she knows the proper way of things to do or how to be, how to express herself, so that everything else is right. You know what I mean? And so anyways, if that is confused or discombobulated or under construction, then it throws things into chaos, because then the masculine is like, what the fuck where do I go? I don't have my beacon, you know? I don't have that energy to set my course. You know what I mean? So, and yes, feminine is the leader. Feminine, I'm seeing you guys on TikTok. Like I'm worshiping you. Like, this is, you guys got it. Like, we need you. We need you to be this, whatever this is going to be, so that we can, masculines, find our way to come home. That's the best way I can put it. Okay? So that's the best way I can put it. And it's confusing for me too, but that's the truth. That's the truth. So, whatever that is, when you guys receive it, you know, please let me know. But, and be brave. All I can say is, like, thank you and be brave, because it's going to be different. It's going to be different, and it's going to go against the grain, but we need it. We need it to go against the grain to reset everything back to its proper way and its proper place. Okay? Okay. That's I think that's enough for astrology. So we'll go back to that. I mean, that was, for whatever reason, that was extremely important. They really wanted me to hone in on that particular point there. So there we go. I see someone take that. Turn the necks, but don't be the head. Yeah. Oh God. That, and I love that movie, by the way, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. That quote, by the way, has always stuck with me. It's always stuck with me. And there was so much wisdom in that quote. I mean, when I was a kid, there was something about that I just loved, because there's like a power, that's the feminine, right? There's a power in the feminine that is not like, she's not meant to be the head, but in some ways she's much more powerful than the head, because she controls where the head goes, you know? But it's, you know what I mean? But the masculine is then the person who gets to be, you know, the head, you know? So anyways, I love that. And just know, if you're struggling with this and you're wondering, you know, it's because that truth is not aligned yet with society. It's really not. And it's like people are confused as all hell, because there's the government and corporations and people who are the PC culture, who's promoting a certain perspective or way of being that they think needs to be, for whatever fucking reason. I have no idea where that came from. That is completely different from the truth that many of us feel inside around what the proper dynamic is between the masculine and feminine energies. And obviously, I hope this goes without saying, but I just want to make it clear, like, this means that, I mean, obviously, both energies are very much equal. You know what I mean? Like, there's no better, like, just because the masculine gets to be in a certain way of being, or the head, or seen, or get the credit, or whatever, doesn't mean that he's more powerful than the feminine, right? At all. So anyways, I just wanted to put all that out. I'm going to read some comments here. Melanie says, women have a special kind of strength that men just don't have. Yeah, I do agree. Concetta says, 8 to 5 was literally my dreams. I wrote it down. Oh, wow, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Empress Lova says tarot. She's ready. She's ready for the tarot. Heather says she had a feeling on that too. Own your light. Yes, dead on. Shaylee, right on point. Thank you, Shaylee. Sky Meadow. Pragi says, could you answer my question? Oh, yeah, sorry, Pragi. Yes, of course I can. Let me see what it was one more time. Probably, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble finding your question. Let me see, though. I know you wrote it a little while ago. 1 second. All right, Probably, I'm going to ask you to ask it one more time, if you don't mind, while I get the tarot ready. So let's go into... no. What deck are we going to use today? The Universal Worth deck. Oh, my gosh. How crazy. Okay, what is... she asks, what does the Venus and North Node conjunct mean in synastry? Well, one, I would say read it in a synastry conjunct. So one of the person's Venus is on top of the other person's North Node, I would assume. So this person helps you to redefine what the feminine is. Or one of the people helps the other, right, or accentuates or redefines in a destined way what the true expression of the feminine energy is, and the true expression of relationships, love, romance, and friendship or partnerships too. So there's a redefining going on, or there's a as you move forward together. This is in synastry together. You guys can get some of this in synastry together. As you move forward together, side by side, a redefining of what love, relationships, partnerships, and the feminine energy actually means or is. There's a rediscovery of it as well. Is what I would say. Yeah, this person's influence on, in a synastry chart situation, this person's influence on you would be highly activating, right? The more time you spend, highly activating of within, it helps to bring out more of the expression of the truest expression for you of what the feminine energy is. And also what true enjoyment, love, and partnerships are as well. I would say there's a destined redefining of that and a discovery of that. Yeah. All right. Hope that helps, Pragya. Okay, so let's get into the channel tarot reading here. And let me set the intentions real quick. So, opening the ceremony now, once again, specifically for this tarot reading. This is it's like kind of a separate ceremony in and of itself, is the feeling I get here. So, right now, just temporarily, we can always go back and watch, but just kind of let go or drop whatever it is you heard from this reading before, from the astrology, from the oracle messages, from the channel messages. Just kind of let that go off to the side for the moment being. This is going to be something in and of its own, this tarot reading specifically. So just be ready for that. Let that go, and we'll reset here. So guides and angels, loved ones, masters, and wise ones, reopening the ceremony now, respectfully, for the Universal Worth Tarot. Thank you for bringing me back to this tarot deck. It's a beautiful deck. I literally haven't used this in months, so we'll see what happens. Calling in the angels and guides, loved ones and masters, wise ones, for this specific tarot reading. Please allow me to channel for the highest good and healing for the collective at this moment in time, through the power of true love and unconditional love, what we need to hear for our highest and greatest good and our highest and greatest expression in these areas. Okay. Here we go. Thank you so much. This ceremony is now officially open. Sorry, this is going to bug me if I don't fix it. Okay. Five of Cups. Now, there's a merriness right now. There's a merriness right now disguised as a sadness. There's a merriness and cheerfulness right now that is disguised as a sadness. So what's interesting about this card is you see the Five of Cups is traditionally about sadness, not so good times, inner hurt, okay, regret of the past, specifically when it comes to romance and love. You've had your cups spilled over. But this card right here, the expression of this card is entirely different in that these birds are flying around, celebrating, cheering each other, okay, and generally having a good time. And the star right here, for me, and I think this collective, represents an element of freedom. So what they're saying is throughout the sadness and or the depression, the regret, the resentment, any of those types of feelings, know that that is just a disguise of the cheerfulness and merriness that lies just beneath and within. And what they're saying is to look to transform these feelings, however that may be or however it can be, to allow you to be in a mode of celebration, cheer, and thankfulness and gratitude for them. But you also have to know, because I'm feeling both energies are combined and merged right now, right now, and possibly in the future, where it's like one leads into the other. Okay, they're showing me like kind of like a seesaw or like a rocking horse kind of thing. And this is for what we can expect moving forward as well in the collective. Is there's one side that is going to be or to have or to contain a bit of sadness, despair, fatigue, these kind of inner feelings, but they want you to kind of know, for whatever reason, that is fuel or that is the thing that needs to happen to reciprocate the equal but opposite energy of expression, cheerfulness, and joy. And they're saying to continue to have, right, good, merry, cheerful moments in and despite the inner sadness you might feel. Now, also, you might be asked to live in both worlds, is what they're saying too. Is like, on the one end, you're having a great time with life. You're enjoying, you have the best times of your life, you're smiling, you're happy, you're joking. But then on the other end, you still may have or contain these deep inner feelings of sadness from the past that are lingering around, that they're not quite going away, that they're not really gonna go away for the near future, right? It's weird. But they're saying to play and dance within both of them, because it's not going away. It's not like you can just kind of throw them out and say, I'm done with you, inner sadness, feelings, resentments, pain from the past, like just get out of my life. They're not gonna go away for the time being. It's a continuous process here until and so that things can continue to move along and to transform. That's the purpose of them. It's also to remind you of the truth. Okay, so if you are trying to, again, I don't blame you if you are, but if you are at all trying to run from or avoid these deep inner feelings of sadness, pain, loss, sorrow, you are also avoiding the truth. Because this has to be there to remind you. This is the words they're saying. This has to be there to remind you of the truth, right? Of what you really feel. And you can go anywhere else you want. Like here's the deepest possible expression of this card. I know they're giving me a lot, but you can literally do anything else you want. Like you can go have the best life of your entire existence, right? You know, I'm just seeing going on a cruise, you know, like going hiking, you know, exploring the world, traveling, all these things. You can do all of the possible things that you thought would make you or think would make you fulfilled and happy. And yet, there will be nothing at all. And it will always, always be there. Okay? Until union occurs. That's just the truth. And the reason why that is happening is because something has to be there to show you and to remind you and to bring you back down to what your soul, right, has to share with you or remind you of. So there's no, like, there's experiences that you can have and you will have and that you'll enjoy fully. And they're saying enjoy every moment of those things, but don't think they're going to take you away from that inner sadness that's there because of a deeper soul level connection. Like that's just going to be there no matter what. And you can't run from it. You can't hide from it, right? You can try and hide it, but it will be there, and it's a good thing. In fact, the more you just allow that to be there and allow that truth to soak in, the more free you can be to actually enjoy, right, the reciprocal of that. So they're saying dance between these two worlds, allow and open yourself to that sadness that lies within when it needs to arise, when you need to feel it. And then it's like that'll jetpack you back out into the world so you can enjoy fully and do what you need to do and have a great time. Okay? So there you go. So just know that that's the thing. Let's see. Hold on. I got to take care of some business on TikTok here. Okay. Sorry, we had to block someone on TikTok here who was spamming. Okay, let's continue on. All right. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. The Emperor and the King of Swords here. Wow. If you look at the spread right now, it's all masculine cards. I mean, literally, not all, but Knight of Pentacles, we have King of Wands here, Ace of Wands, the Emperor, and of course the King of Swords here. So for whatever reason, I do feel, and even if you are a feminine or you relate as the feminine, right? Right now, I do feel it's almost like maybe that's why August 5th was so important, because they really needed to just kind of tell us when this was going to be culminating. But I'm so sorry, guys. There's someone that's back here. Here we go. You know what I'm going to do? Because this really is distracting me a bit. Claudia, I'm going to make you a moderator. And if you could take care of all of the spammers, I would really appreciate it. Claudia, you are now a moderator. So if you want to ban these people, you can. Thank you. Let's just, on the spontaneous adding of a moderator right there. Okay. All right, good job, Claudia. She just banned her first person. Welcome. All right, let's get back to it. Sorry, guys, that was really distracting me. Okay. So right now what's happening is there's a work that's being done that is asking us to balance out fully within ourselves our own inner masculine, to combine these two areas. Number one, complete, precise, and unadulterated focus of where we're going and what must be done for the future. A vision of what we would like to attain and to have within our own life that allows us to feel fully in control of our own environment, our own surroundings, our own wealth and prosperity and security and certainty. You, if you're watching this, are becoming your own emperor. You, if you're watching this, are becoming your own emperor. Okay? You will be getting to the state where you can channel and bring out that inner emperor to take control when he needs to, right? So you have him at your side internally at all times. It's not that you will always need to rely on this energy by yourself all the time for the rest of your life. Couldn't be further from that. But this is a time when he will have to be balanced within you. So you have essentially created your own version of this within yourself. Does that make sense? And I actually feel like everyone in this collective is going through this in particular. It's not just a story of the masculine, although this is obviously part of that, but it's this collective specifically that is being allowed to create that within ourselves. But it is a harder journey, right? Because Knight of Pentacles with the King of Wands, it's kind of like we're needing to build into this. We're trying to step into this way of being, and it's a little difficult because maybe we've never built that within ourselves. We've never had to rely on ourselves in this way. We've never gotten to experience this level of power and control in our own lives and in the lives of others, right? We've never had to basically be creating our own thing within ourselves and within the world. But this is what's being asked. And so you can see very clearly this King of Swords energy is just straight up saying no and denying these things that are coming to him, right? And I'm going to talk about the inner masculine. Even if you're feminine, this is about your inner masculine happening. So I'm talking to your inner masculine. These offers or these opportunities coming to him that are wanting to bring him and his attention elsewhere. Okay, so this is, you can think of this as like random, spontaneous, out of alignment opportunities, people, circumstances that are wanting to take his focus to a different area of life or to serve their needs or whatever. And so part of, if you're having to say no to things, to people, to situations, it's because this is what you're practicing. This King of Swords energy is being able to refuse, to say no, to say, I'm not going to do that. I'm doing this instead. That's the strength of the King of Swords, is that precision and focus that we talked about. So the two areas, and then the King of Wands with the Ace of Wands, is that fire. Okay, so this is an inner drive on and fire on the right side of our bodies that is going to allow us to step into a self-motivated place to be able to get the things we need to get done, but also to have excitement and passion around them. So if you're being asked to awaken that inner fire within you in some certain ways, to have drive, spark, and passion to get things done, that's exactly right what is happening here. And then the Emperor here. Now all of this, so this is, again, this is a journey that's happening right now, right? This is the part where we're being asked. There's a combination of things here. There's the focus I was talking about. There's the step-by-step bringing the intention back into whatever it is you're creating or building at this time. There's also the spark and the passion that you're going to need in order to reawaken your self-motivated self to get things done. At the same time, so part of this Ace of Wands, King of Wands is being done. It's being awakened through the enjoyment part, the merriness part of the Five of Cups here. So remember, we talked about this Five of Cups. There was a huge channeling where it involved living in both worlds between inner sadness and feelings and truth and soul level despair, and then the greatest times of your life, right? And those two helping each other one out and swinging back and forth. That's what's going to happen here. Well, it's both of those things, particularly, actually both on an even scale. That is the thing that will allow you, actually, Ace of Wands, to have that passion, to have that fire, to have that motivation. So just allow all of it, right, is the point. But those are specifically what you'll be feeling. And it's also like when you are And we talked about this earlier, like when you go in front of other people and you're enjoying and you're celebrating and you're around friends and family and all the people and they're like, wow, look at you, like look at all you've done. Like that's also the feedback you get that will continue to motivate you and give you that spark, right, to keep going. It's your inner growth of who you are, who you've become, okay? And you will receive that by training, growing, and disciplining your inner masculine at this time. So this is the masculine journey, masculine energy journey. I'm going to start talking in terms of masculine and feminine energy since they all exist within us, as opposed to like certain areas of the collective, okay? All right, I'm saying to shuffle for this one. I will. We have the Moon, the Knight of Cups, the Star card, or the stars here, Two of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. All right. All right. So part of this journey, what we are building and cultivating in our lives right now is the element of opportunity and choice, but more so creating our own opportunities and choices to be able to flourish in our lives moving forward. What wants to come to us, what has to be created before anything romantically or in that kind of world can progress is this element specifically of choice and opportunity, both in when it comes to potentially love, work situations, money, business, things like that, right? Business opportunities. Two of Wands with the Emperor card, 10 of Pentacles here, and the Star card, 9 of Cups and the Moon. So it's an interesting. So what they're telling me is, let's say with this 5 of Cups here, that inner soul, truth, or sadness, or despair, whatever it is that is for you, if that is around, a certain person or situation, or you have a self-cultivated image or ideal version of the person you'd like to be with, right, in your heart of hearts. And this is in its own right. It's its own self-evident truth that just exists, right? They're saying even despite that, you still have to be able to have choice and opportunity in all areas of life, even if you realize through it all that that there's only one path for you, or you only want one path, you desire one path. It's almost like in order to fully live the experience of that path that you want and know deep in your heart, you have to first have the opportunity to choose and to have different possibilities, okay, that you then get to really hone in on. This will be the thing this is what we're building right now, by the way. And this is in business and career and love, by the way. This is both areas. Emperor with the 2 of Wands here, 10 of Pentacles. But also in business. Now let me hit on business too for a second. So with business and finance and all those types of things, what we're building is to be able to get to a place where we don't necessarily have to do any one thing, okay? And what I mean by that is like what we want to get to is we want to have choice as to where we spend our time and energy, and where we choose to invest ourselves in order to receive money or to spend our lives. We're getting out of the place where we are dependent upon one specific thing to provide us income or way of living. Does this make sense? Like the energy that's breaking apart right now for all of us is the feeling that, if I don't have this one job, my life will fall apart, or I won't be able to save enough to live, or I blah, blah, blah. Like that's the energy that it's like that is that's not a true thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like, even if it's a job situation, like there are plenty of other jobs, corporations, companies that one will hire you, and number two will probably treat you a lot better. And this goes the same with business. It's like you don't have to depend on any one client or any one way of working in order to live. There are other choices and opportunities. Now, we may not fully be there yet. Okay, let me be clear. But this is what they're talking about when the tarot cards come in. It's like they want us to know that's where we're getting to. We're getting to a place where literally we're like, no, 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 no. And yes, I choose you because you feel the most in alignment with where I'm going. And, despite any of these other opportunities. Okay. Is this making sense to you guys? Let me know in the comments if it's resonating or if it makes sense as I say it like this. But we have to have choice, opportunity. We have to have control over our environment in this way. This is what we're building. Knight of Cups and the Moon card here, and the King of Wands. So part of this too with this King of Wands and the Knight of Cups and the Moon card here, there's two fears that we may have if you're listening to this. I'm going to just name these fears out because the Moon card's here, okay, and the Star card. There's two fears and also desires that are with this, but I'll just say these things. Number one is to be a romancer, okay, like someone who's able to just be fully comfortable in the dating world, having experiences with different aligned partners in a more casual and or non-long-term fashion. Like someone who is able to engage in romance on a playful and romantic level that isn't necessarily like giving all of your heart and soul for the rest of your life kind of level. You know what I mean? That's this Knight of Cups energy from what I can see. And then Knight of Pentacles here is more about, again, having and setting out on that consistent, steady journey to build something or build a part of you in your life or to grow in a certain way and to get on track for what you want to build for your own self, your own life. Now, the Moon card represents a bit of a concern or fear around this, right? But this is also part of the game right now. It's also part of what we're meant to experience and to experiment with too. Is a more lighthearted, casual, friendly, but romantic approach to love at this time. And this is why, right? And yes, I am referencing like a twin flame versus non-twin flame connection, if you guys are wondering. But this Five of Cups energy was more so channeling the feelings around a twin flame connection, the twin flame connection, and or like what you may feel in your heart of hearts to be what you truly desire and who you truly desire to be with in the future in a long-term destined fashion. It's in stark contrast to that. So there has to be, remember that Mars-Venus conjunction opposing Moon conjunct Jupiter? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly the tension that lies here, is that kind of playful Mars and Venus conjunction on an actualized level versus maybe what we ultimately know or want deep within our soul, but that is just not part of what's actually happening at this moment. Hope that makes sense. But anyways, those are the two kind of areas of concern or fear that we may be conquering, are how to engage in that way and also how to really, get on the horse and take step by step in a consciously directed fashion consistently on a day-to-day basis with discipline and focus. Okay. All right. Ultimately leading to Star card, Two of Wands, and Ten of Pentacles, your choice. Remember, Ten of Pentacles is not just a business card, it's a love card as well. So I love how they put the Ten of Pentacles here, because it's everything. Your choice when it comes to ultimately, right, the partnership that you will be in, as well as the business and the empire that you create. And again, I think I've said this many times, but just to have a reminder out there with this Two of Wands, like, not only will you get to a place where you have created choice in love and in business opportunities, but you will have the choice, literally, as to what you want and what you end up experiencing in this lifetime and who that will be with. You have the choice. You have the choice. You have the choice. I can't emphasize that enough. Okay. And it's very important that you make that choice available to you, make it very clear to yourself as well. If given the choice, and many of us will already know what we would do, maybe, or it will be very clear, but it's, again, most important that we have that in the first place. And there's the Magician card on the bottom of the deck. So there you go. So that's to me, that's a really big confirmation, because the Magician has everything that he or she needs to, right? It's a he here, so it's masculine energy to choose and to create the life that he wants. Okay, so that is the current story here. Let me do one more shuffle here. Queen of Swords. So we have King and Queen of Swords. We have the High Priestess. There's some feminine energy here. The World, King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Whoa. Okay. Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay. So, look at this. I mean, this is amazing. King and Queen of Swords on opposite ends of the table here, both corners. We have the Knight of Pentacles in the World card, the High Priestess, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Cups in the World. And then at the end here, we have the Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, and Queen of Cups. And it's interesting the direction that this is facing. So I'll show you guys on TikTok here as well. Is the masculine is behind the feminine. You guys see this? And what is the masculine doing? He's following the feminine. So he's behind the feminine. Remember we said the feminine goes first. Okay. And then the masculine will follow. So that really hits me deeply, because I'm like, oh my God, like, again, this is a feminine collective we're talking to, right? Like we've known this for many times. Like, this is a feminine collective that I'm channeling for. So as the true feminine here, the Queen of Cups opens and expresses and is, the masculine will follow. That's just how it works. And he will know, like he will instinctively know in his body, in his heart, in his mind, when she is ready to receive him. He will know. So if you are a feminine, or someone who dominantly expresses themselves in a feminine way, feminine energy way, you just have to know, like, it's as and when you really drop into your deepest part of your expression of who you are, your masculine will find you like as soon as it's time. Like you will lead him to you. Okay? You have nothing to worry about with that. It's not your job to, find him or to even help him find his own way. It's like, no. Just you find your way. You drop into your energy, and he's going to find you and follow you. Okay? He's going to follow your lead. So that's what you have to know. So your masculine will follow your lead as you continue to drop into your deepest expression. And we have like, I think, equal amounts of feminine and masculine cards on the table. This is amazing. Queen and King of Swords. So we have Queen of Swords, High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. And then for the masculine, Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands, Emperor, King of Swords, King of Cups here. So really cool little balance here, I think I did. Now the feminine energy, or the feminine collective, right? Like, this is also Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. So this is ultimately the energy that she, or that energy, is evolving into, which is, again, okay, it's an energy of fully allowing herself to be supported, to be cared for, to be opened, and to receive. This is the energy, this is the true evolution of the feminine. This Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups is like it, and to me, these two cards are the most feminine cards in the tarot, especially in this deck. It's just because it's just like she is supported, she's allowing herself to be supported, she's supportive as well, and also she's also independent. But the Queen of Pentacles to me is not about necessarily being independent. It's about her value coming from being the neck, as we've said from the movie, right? This is the neck card. This is the neck card. This is someone who, through her support that she can give, and her guidance and her love and her care to the masculine, is fully supported for everything that she can bring and recognized for that support just by being that. That is, from what I can feel, like the deepest possible, and obviously the Queen of Cups as well. But this is both parties. So this is, you got to know, this is the evolution for both parties. This is what will happen. This is what is happening. Is both people becoming aligned. Like what I'm getting with this, guys, like if you've had like differences with someone, with relationships or people in your past. Okay, let's just say you've had differences because your past programming, your conditioning, or your head said, "Well, this won't work," or whatever, or you've had conflict, things like that. In the end, you two, because of the heart, both of the hearts being opened fully, you're becoming pretty much the same person. Especially if you're involved in a twin flame or a soul connection, a deep soul connection, aligned true love soul connection. What will happen in the end is you two, the differences that you have will be like negligible at most. Like you'll have differences, but they'll be inconsequential compared to the alignment that you have and feel with one another because of the hearts. Like what I'm getting is the only differences you sense or feel between each other is because of this. And this not being fully opened. Does that make sense? And once this is fully open on the masculine and feminine side, those differences just melt away. It's like you realize more and more and more how much you really are the same soul and the same person. So there comes like full alignment with one another in a way that you've never experienced, that no one's ever experienced. So that's the growth energy we're going on. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, and we also have the, I would say, a bit of the growth journey of the feminine energy as well here, or the path that the feminine energy is on. So I'm just going to talk about the energy of this. And you may resonate with more of the masculine journey that I talked about, more of the feminine, or you may resonate with both or go in and out of both. There's differences for everyone. Just think of this. If you are whatever side or energy inside of you, your masculine side or your feminine side that is not as well developed or weaker or not as prominent, that's the side that you'll feel this the most on. Does that make sense? So if you're more already kind of, you have these qualities I talked about, like you're a self-starter, you have control of your environment, you can be very focused, right? Your growth will probably be more of the feminine journey here. And if you're already, if you don't have these sides, right, and you're naturally more feminine, your growth will probably be in this masculine energy. Does that make sense? So that's how I understand it now, just so you guys know who this is, who I'm speaking to. It's you, but there's different sides to it. So anyways, the feminine energy right now, Queen of Swords with the High Priestess here. and the Six of Pentacles. What I'm getting here with this feminine energy is she's actually slaying a part of herself. She has this sword here. We have the 6 and 9. We have the equal but opposite here. We have the sign of Cancer. But the first thing I got here is she's slaying a part of herself. And it's like this moon card is here too, meaning these deep unconscious fears about maybe a part of herself or her life or a certain way of her expression or some resistance or hesitancy. It's like, for some reason, I'm getting she's having to literally take this sword and stab it into her own self. And this ocean here underneath her, right? It's like, it just reminds me of a part of herself or a part of her. It's almost like, here's what I'm getting, guys, to be honest with you. It's like a former way of her feminine expression. That's what I'm getting. Or like the way that she's been trained to be. Like this Queen of Swords, what I'm getting is it's the way that she's been conditioned to think that the feminine is, or what the feminine is. And she's having to take this sword and just like stab it and say that part is no longer serving me. That part is not who I really am. It's just not me. Like maybe it was a part of me, but now I have to let that part go and I have to kill that part of myself if I want to be able to progress, right? And she's doing this with the High Priestess card right next to it. She's doing this so that she can evolve and deepen into her sense of spirituality and the High Priestess energy. This is High Priestess energy, meaning if she doesn't do this, or she's doing this so that she can really see the truth. Remember we talked about on August 5th, that's the spiritual truth around the divine feminine. But if she doesn't kill that part of herself first, it's going to be hard for her to receive that, right? So she's killing that part of herself so she can continue to evolve in her psychic attunement and awareness around who she is and around the truth of reality. And there is definitely a psychic development and escalation going on with the feminine energy right now, right? Definitely. So anyways, that's what's channeled there. And the Nine of Cups and the World card here, I think that's a beautiful way to end with the Six of Pentacles as well here. And we have to know, I mean, just the Six of Pentacles here, the words I'm getting is like, you have to know, and I've said this many times, I'll say it again, in the end, it will be equal. In the end, it will be fully perceived as needing and already in its own expression or own way of being equal but opposite to and towards one another. This is the destined, right, with the star card here, destined work and alignment for humanity to get to a place where they can perceive the other fully as equal, though opposite to one another. Let me repeat that. This is the work right now for all of humanity, the collective, to perceive the other as equal but opposite, equal in its oppositeness towards the other, to come together in its own way, its own natural way of expression. Its own natural way of expression. This is a universal truth that's happening, but also being replicated or mirrored in the masculine and feminine energies. The evolution where it's going is seeing that. And it will only be seen, though, through the individual development of those parts of themselves. For example, the feminine energy working on her inner masculine sees the worth sees the truth and worth and beauty in the masculine and the equality in the masculine and the purpose of the masculine because she embodies that herself, and the masculine seeing the worth and the truth within himself of his work of the feminine. And after having those experiences, then being able to see and appreciate that within the other when it is time to come together, to unite on earth. There's the World card. Okay. So Star card, Nine of Cups, Six of Pentacles, the World card. Okay. Overall, what's being created, what's being manifested for you on this journey, if you are resonating with this and you're watching this, this is your journey, by the way, is, a dream come true that has massive implications to change the world. This message has come to me so many times, I cannot deny its truth anymore. And to have the ending here with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, by the way, just want to put this at 2 feminine cards to 1 masculine, right? It's like, just look at that strength, look at that respect for the feminine energy that the cards bring through. It's actually really cool. I love it. But this is a destined, world-changing affair that is happening. What happens between the alignment and the equality and the expression and the truth between the masculine and feminine energies. That is what will dramatically shift the earth and allow us to live and create our true utopia. Okay. In a very real way. Yeah. I know it sounds idealistic or, crazy, and maybe it sounds like a dream, but that's what's happening. Because these two, they're almost literally dressed the same. They're facing the same way. They've got similar colors on. They've got similar crowns on. They're the same person. This is at the end of the spread. So that's when the world will unite and come together, right? And how it will come together is by the one in your life that you felt or feel or saw as opposite and or unequal, and or misaligned, as the one that is the exact same as you in every way. You just couldn't see it before because it wasn't time yet. Okay. And that is our collective tarot reading, everyone. Thank you for listening, watching, engaging if you did. I appreciate you. I'm going to check in with the chat here and see what's going on. Tony, you're welcome. It's Brandon, by the way. Thanks for being here. Billionaire by 26. I love that. Twin Flame Virgo. Yes. Millionaire in a year. Absolutely. Have a good one. You're welcome. Amy, thank you. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we're coming up on the end of the show. I hope you guys had an amazing time. You guys are, again, just want to say, can't say it enough, how incredible you guys are for your supports, for your viewership, for your watching. I do want to spend just a few minutes here as I finish the rest of my cacao, as I normally do, answering any questions, general questions about the reading or questions you might have for me. So that way, if there's anything like that, we can get those out of the way. Also, do me a quick favor. I would really appreciate it if you could like the YouTube video and make sure that we help the YouTube algorithm promote this to find the people that need to see it, to change their lives and to get the guidance that they're looking for. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please be sure to subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of the Soul family here on YouTube, on TikTok, and on all the other channels, Twitch as well, if you want to follow me on there. I'm doing live free readings there as well. But yes, I will look at the YouTube comments now. If there are any questions, please let me know. General questions about the reading, about, twin flame questions, spirituality, things like that. I'll answer a few, not too many, because I'm a little tired now. Okay, Kirsten says, Brandon, I missed the first half. What am I to look forward to on August 7th? It's August 5th, Kirsten. So August 5th, big alignment. I would definitely recommend. I don't have time to recap the whole thing because there was a lot that was channeled. But when this is up, which will be up in a little bit, go back and watch it. And I'll sum it up, though, because you asked. So it's the download into the feminine collective, the feminine energy. Those who express themselves dominantly or feel that they are on a feminine journey. The download about what the truth of that expression really is, in contrast to what maybe other people think it is or what society's been promoting, will be given to some of us, like the leaders of this collective, to embody and to represent courageously and bravely, because it won't be easy for the rest of society to see. That's essentially what's happening August 5th. But definitely go check out the full channel, because there was a lot that came through. And I think it's going to be, I'm excited. I by the way, I who knows, but I didn't really feel like I was included in that. Like, it's funny because they're like, this is what's happening to the feminine energy, but you're kind of going a different direction, right? So, I thought that was pretty cool, because before that, it's always like I'm going through it too, but this was one thing they're like, okay, you're not going to really be going through that. Of course. You're welcome, Kirsten. Tony says, Brandon, for real, bottom fell out a little while before, and I stopped in here. I can't thank you enough, and everyone here. Oh, Tony, you're so welcome, brother. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. We hope to see you back. We do this every week on Sundays, and whatever comes through. Love and life messages, right? So thank you. I really appreciate you being here. Awesome. Yeah, take care, Tony. Okay. My 18-year-old daughter was trying to distract me from listening to messages. Channel that King of Swords energy, Angela. All right, Jessica, thanks for being here. See you at work. Let's see. I'm just going to look for any big time questions that I have. And if not, I'll get off here in a second here. So we can all enjoy the rest of our Sunday. Tim says, I can remember being around light workers and cards as a child. Never did it. Make me feel bad, and that says a lot. Jessica, have to watch the first half. Okay. All right. Monique says, my boys wouldn't let me watch. Oh, it's funny. Awesome. Welcome, Melly. It's good to have you subscribed. Welcome to the channel. Michelle says, just thinking today, love is the most powerful creator in the universe, even though personally it has mostly brought me hurt. I still love even after all of that. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any questions that are coming up here, so I guess you guys have had your fill, as have I. Let me see if there's anything on TikTok here that I can answer before we go. As always, we'll be having a little mini TikTok after party to hang out and just decompress if you guys want to hang out on TikTok. But I love you guys. Thank you again for joining. This was super fun as always. I really like the feeling of today. I think maybe we'll see how it goes, but I think the no coffee experience definitely helped in the clarity and the channeling here. So cool experience. I'm an Aries smelly, Aries sun sign. Recipe for cacao. Go to Fly Cacao. I think it's flycacao.com with a K. Fly KAKAOW. No W. AO.com. And then just cacao. I put oat milk in today with a little bit of honey and blended it together. Heated up the oat milk, cacao, honey. Really, really good. All right. I love you guys. Thanks so much. And we are out. Bye for